Alright guys, so it's a cold day. I was in the middle of working on the roof, but I don't think I can do that today. It's gonna be too cold, so I've been working on this interior, the ceiling. I'm gonna start putting up some panels, I think, cover up the walls, but I'm gonna show you what I have here so far. Now this is just some beadboard that I got at Home Depot. I think it's like $27 a piece for a 4x8 sheet, and I just started screwing it to the roof here. Everywhere where there's a seam like this, I'm gonna cover it up with a piece of, trim board, white trim board. Haven't decided if I'm gonna paint this ceiling or not. This is just primed white. I do want it white, but maybe one day I'm gonna paint it. But yeah, so all this is gonna be covered with some trim board. Then I can just sink these screws in a little bit further and then just cover them up with a little bit of white caulking or, white putty or something like that. Once it's all done, you won't be able to see any of these screws. As you can see, I started putting the new lights in. I made a short video yesterday, but still got 2 to do. I'm going to show you here in a second. This is how I have them hooked up for now. They're just sitting here. I can just connect the ground to there and then shove the positive into there. And then this should be on, just like that. That way one comes on. If you pull it towards you, they both come on. I'm making it like that for all of them. Trying to make them all go the same way, so it's kind of like that. Pull it towards you both, push it, one. These lights are pretty sweet. You got these lights on Amazon. I think they're like right around $50. I'll leave a link to everything that I use down below. And the wiring for this is actually really, really easy. I'm not an expert electrician, but all I did was use these splicers. So I forgot, actually, I already had this kit. It was sitting in my shed. But it's just a T-tap, wire connector, splicer. You use whatever size you need, one of these, and just crimp it onto the wire. And then any one of these colors for this guy will fit any one of these. So really simple, actually. All I did was got some of this wire. It's like speaker wire, but it's some 16 gauge. And I ran one wire all the way up, and then it goes to here, over to here, and over to here. And it's just one long wire. And then I just use these to just splice right in, like right here, for each one of these lights. So these lights have these right here. Comes with a positive and negative. So I just, crimp these guys onto here. Splice these onto my main wire. And then plug them right in. And then it made it really easy. I did the same thing for all these outside lights. So I put in new marker light LEDs all the way around. I'll plug them in here. Not very bright in the daytime, but all new LEDs all the way around. And those new LEDs did the exact same thing. It was super easy. Ran one major cable. It starts right here, goes up, and goes all the way that way, all the way to there. And then another main line going all the way to the back. And then the back one is just spliced in to the front one right here. But you can see what I mean. So this one back here, I just kind of separated the wires, did 2 little splicers, then plugged them right in. And I did that for every single light. You can see how the wire ends right here. I still need to put a piece of tape over this just to cover it. instead of, you know, connecting these wires, you know, twisting them together, making a connection, I just did the exact same thing at the very end. Just connect them like that, splice them in. Made everything really easy, real simple. And these outside lights, I'm gonna have a block in here, a switch, like a circuit panel switch. It's gonna have like 8 switches on it. So whenever I'm ready to go somewhere, I can just flip the switch and then all my outside lights will be on. Then anytime I'm driving, I just have to make sure that I come in here and flip on the switch. It's real simple. And that's, I didn't really want to have a trailer, a 7-pin connector connecting to the truck. I have a whole different setup that I'm planning. So this is how I'm gonna do it. It's all working good so far. I'm gonna install these last 2 lights. I think I'm just gonna have some type of little like storage or closet right here or something, but I want to be able to see into it. Just a positive and negative. You take these covers off, pop each one of these covers off, then you plug them in, screw them in, and you're good to go. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. Okay, now these should just plug right in. Black to black, red to red. If it turns on, look at that. So like same as before, I want it to be pull for both, push for one. Like that. Right there. No. Okay, should be working. Sweet. I think I can start covering the sides with my panels. Alright guys, this is the paneling that I chose. Alright, I got some liquid nail. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on here. Help it not move around and more attached. Just using some T50 staples. Alright guys, let me show you what I have so far. And I got a lot done, tons done. So I just put the floor in. I didn't film it just because I had a lot going on. Not really a floor guy, didn't really know what I was doing. But it turned out pretty decent. Got a little piece of trim here on the edge covering the seam. So yeah, just use some life-proof vinyl floor. It's like 22 mil. Supposed to be like a high traffic, weatherproof, waterproof, all kind of, you know, pretty good stuff. But let me show you how I'm doing these panels. So everywhere where I have a gap like this, I'm just gonna caulk with some gray caulking, because I don't need this camper to be absolutely perfect. Just need it to be nice, just nice and finished, and you know, for the most part look pretty good. But like I said, I don't need it perfect. Might put a piece of trim in the corner, might just caulk that, not sure, piece of white like trim, because I am going to cover, you know, all this with some white trim piece still, like I said. Yeah, so I might do some white trim, or I might just use gray caulking to caulk it, so not sure yet. But just been using some liquid nail and a staple gun just to staple this on. I have this little section built right here. This is where the seat's going to be. So you're gonna be able to, like, this is gonna be on hinges, and you'll be able to flip this up, and there will be storage in here. And then I'm gonna have, here's where my sink is. So I'm gonna have one water container here that it's gonna, the sink is gonna suck fresh water out of. And then I'm gonna have another one down here that the sink is gonna drain into, and that'll be like my gray water. That'll be the only gray water that I'll have to empty. So this is how I have the kitchen set up. I have my fridge over here. I'm still gonna raise it a little bit just so I can easily get in here, because once the countertop is on here, I don't want it flush because you'll have a hard time getting your fingers in. So I'm gonna raise this up a little bit so this will be sticking out, and you can just come right in here to the fridge. Then I'll have my little countertop, have a drawer right here, have storage under there, have a little cabinet right here down below. Then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put my inverter under there. Got a ton of it done. I bought 4 of these wall panels so far, and I need to buy 1 more to finish it. They're like $35 a piece, so not super cheap, but not crazy expensive either. I could have went a little bit cheaper, but I wanted something updated and a little bit nicer, something that I'm gonna be happy to spend a lot of time in. So back here, this is where my battery box is gonna be. I'm gonna have the same kind of design as that. I'm gonna have a little shelf here that's on hinges, and you'll be able to flip this up and access the battery. There's these 2 guys for extra positive and negatives. Still gotta hook up all the battery stuff. I think I'm gonna put my breaker switch, or my switch panel that has 8 switches for everything. I'm gonna put that right here. So this will be battery box there. Then once you flip this up, I think you'll be able to have access into there. So I'll have that, I'll have some storage in there. Got this set up so that this will be a shelf. I'm gonna have a piece of this come up to like maybe like here. So you'll be able to put stuff inside here. And then I'm gonna have like a little closet where you can hang clothes and stuff, because I have a lot of different hunting clothes that I use when I'm going on a hunting trip. And yeah, stuff gets wet fast and all that. So having a lot of clothes, a lot of space for clothes is gonna be nice. Might do a couple more like storage areas. Not sure if I'm gonna do one above that window or not. Still gotta figure that out, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna have a little backsplash, maybe like right here all the way over, but this works well. These panels are like pretty much waterproof too. They're not fully waterproof, but I noticed some water got on them a couple times, and it beads on this really well, so it doesn't like absorb the water. So that's really nice. This is just a little battery charger. Still have, like I said, have to set all that up, but I'm gonna have all that contained in here, and then the wires can go all the way around for the inverter. I think I have everything figured out except where I'm gonna put the diesel heater. I got the bathroom all figured out. So the way that the floor is right now, along the bottom here, I think I'm gonna put some trim board, or I'm not sure yet. We'll see how nice I want to make it. But I have this shower bottom that I'm gonna buy that's gonna fit in there. So I just put these extra pieces going in there just so you won't be able to see the seam once this is, you know, all finished. But I changed this a little bit, or the water heater that I'm gonna use is gonna kind of be able to stick back in this little nook here, and then the water I need for it can be right here. And I think that's all gonna work good. And then all of this will be covered with this plastic paneling I'm gonna buy. I think it's made for kitchens and bathrooms, but it's 100% plastic. I think it's 100% waterproof. So I'm gonna cover everything on the inside of the bathroom with that plastic, and then I'll caulk all the seams and everything. And then a little self-contained toilet will be right there. I think I did all the measurements right and figured everything out. So everything's coming along really, really nice. I'm pretty much where I need to be now. Now I can just work on things one thing at a time. Just got my sink in today, so I'm gonna have to hook all this up. I'm gonna do a stained wood countertop with some polyurethane. I think I have a cool design I'm gonna try to do, but I'm really happy. I'm gonna put a piece in there, and then like I said, just use gray caulking to cover up all the seams, and then use some silicone to make it nice and flat. And it'll look pretty good once it's all done. The other thing I have left to do is get a little table stand. I'm getting one that goes up and down, and when it's gonna be all the way down, it'll be totally flush with this wood, and then that'll be the extra bed. And yeah, so I'll have seats here and here. Thinking about having something on hinges right here that can swing up, and then you can have extra counter space if you want. But yeah, guys, it's all really come together in a relatively short time. I've spent a good amount of money on this thing, but now I know everything is done. There's no leaks at all. It's exactly the way I want it. Everything that I want, the bathroom, the kitchen, pretty much the camper that I've always wanted. And now I just got to finish it. Just one thing at a time, finishing touches. I got to buy a few accessories and stuff. Still want to have solar panels for this thing. I'm going to upgrade my battery. So I just have that one battery now that I was using in my Escalade camper, but I'm going to have a dual battery system that's hooked up in parallel. Still have to do all that. I'm also going to hook up this thing so that it's connected to my whenever it's on the truck, it's going to be connected to my alternator, just like I had the Escalade set up. The dual battery set up for the Escalade, it's going to be similar in this thing. So whenever it's hooked onto the truck, it'll be grounded to the truck, and it'll get power from my alternator. I'll have 3 different ways to charge my batteries. So solar panel, my alternator, and I can just plug in this little no-co charger, which works really well. It's a permanent charger, so I can just leave it like that and then just plug it in whenever. So yeah, super happy. This bathroom, not the biggest thing in the world, or not the biggest bathroom, but definitely plenty enough space for me to just take a quick shower. The toilet is a self-contained toilet I'm gonna buy, but it'll be removable. So if you actually want to take a little bit of a longer, more comfortable shower, you could actually remove the little toilet, take that out, and then have all this space. And it's enough to, you know, be in here this way, move around, do what you gotta do. I have this built like this, so the water heater is going to run off of one of those smaller propane cans, so I'm just going to have a few of those with me at all times. I wanted to have 2 different vents to try to give the water heater as much air as possible. So that vent there and that vent there, this will all be one box here. And then if that's not enough air, then I'll be able to open this from the inside and open this door, because I'm gonna have a little access hatch right here. So that's my thinking for all that. And I wanted to have a little bit of space in here so that if you're actually sitting on the toilet, that you have enough room for your shoulder and you can sit down comfortably. At least I can. I don't know if everyone will be able to, but I can. Done a lot so far. Still got lots to do, but it's really just the finishing stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Let me know what you guys think, if you have any suggestions on what I should add in here. But if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And while you're here, drop a big thumbs up. Helps the video reach a wider audience. And yeah, hope you have a great day. Peace.